While playing squads in Fortnite, you have pros, ragers, and all sorts of other players. So here we have types of Fortnite squad members. Which one are you? Number 20, the item shop checker. This is a squad member that can't go without checking the item shop no matter what they do. This player will always want to back out and check the shop for a new item that's coming out. And they're the type of player who will check the shop for a new item when it won't even come out for like 3 to 4 hours. Then these are also the ones who look at the item shop before everyone else in the squad and let you know what's listed. And they'll even back out to check in the middle of the game if their team is close to winning. Number 19, the toxic screamer. Not every squad out there has these types of players, but there are a good amount of squads that do have some toxic screamers. These are the ones in the team who are usually pretty dramatic and make a big deal out of the smallest situations. For example, if there's more than one player fighting them at a single moment, they will make sure that everyone in the squad knows. And you'll often find these players getting furious at everyone on the team when someone takes one of their kills. Like, it was an accident. I'm not kill stealing you. Freaking chill, bro. Number 18, the solo squad player. When you hear this, you might think I'm talking about a player that just doesn't play with a squad, nor any other members. But that's not it. The solo squad player is the player on the team that likes doing everything by themselves. These players will often land in a different area than anyone else because they want to have the most kills and the best loot on the team. Then whenever this player gets into a fight with another squad, they're usually silent until they get low and are close to getting eliminated. And then they'll let everyone know. Number 17, the material burner. These are somewhat similar to the overbuilder, but they're not as annoying as overbuilders. The material burner is the one member of the squad who's always asking everyone if they can drop a few mats for them because they have none, or are low on them. They're always low on mats because they're fighting overbuilders or flexing their builds and edits. Because these players will fight and build to the sky limit with an overbuilder without caring. Or they'll try doing an editing course and clipping some players depending on how good they are. Number 16, the storm victim. This is the player on the squad who is always getting eliminated by the storm, and making everyone else on the team die from the storm as well. Good luck trying to revive this guy. The storm victim always wants to get as much loot as they can, no matter how close it is to the storm, but they always miss out on healing. Like, why don't you storm victims at least carry some medkits or some bandages? Then the other squad members will have to mention that the storm is coming to these players so that they don't die over and over again, but, you know, they probably will. Number 15. The fake sweat or fake tryhard. This is the player on the squad who is probably the second worst player, but if you didn't know them, it might seem like they're a World Cup winner from the combo they're wearing. These players make sure they buy every tryhard item in the game no matter how good or bad it looks. Then they care more about looking tryhard than being good at the game. Then these members might also change their Epic Games usernames every 2 weeks or so to something that looks very sweaty and tryhard. Hopefully these guys work on their skills and maybe actually become real tryhards. Number 14, the Multitasker. This is the team player who doesn't care too much about what's going on because they're so busy doing something else. You can sometimes find multitaskers watching a Mr. Beast YouTube video while playing Fortnite at the same time. Or they're blasting music very loudly into the mic, distracting everyone else on the team from hearing enemy footsteps. Sometimes you'll have to let these guys know to focus on the game in some situations because they're not bad at the game, they're just easily distracted. Number 13, the be right back player. These players are similar to the multitasker, but a little harder to deal with. You'll find these players always going AFK to do something in the middle of the game, no matter what. And these are the ones who will use the sit out option from time to time because they're so busy. When these types of players tell you that they'll be right back, you might not think that it's going to take that long. But it could take a very long time because sometimes you'll even hear in the background them like playing with siblings or eating, maybe doing some homework. Number 12, the clueless lander. These are the players on the squad who aren't bad at all, but they're trash when it comes to landing. If everyone on the team wants to land at, say, Salty Towers, the clueless lander will jump out super late and glide in when everyone on the team is already dead because they needed help. Or they'll jump out the very moment the battle bus gives everyone the option to deploy, forcing everyone else on the team to have to change their landing spot. Then these players also love contesting other players for guns and dying right off spawn. Number 11, the Fortnite God. Every squad has one of these players. This is the player that makes sure the squad is going to get the win no matter what. They're always going to be there to revive you and collect your reboot card, and they're the players on the team that are going to be similar to the solo squad player, but more responsive. And these players don't play squads too often because they're always in creative practicing or playing arena. But whenever they decide to play squads, it's basically a free win since they're so used to fighting better players. Number 10, the disrespectful player. No one's a big fan of these players, but hey, some squads have them. This is the player on the team who always calls everyone else trash, no matter who they might be. They don't even care if you're their teammate, they'll call you trash and bad if you're not doing well. And these players love when everyone else dies except for them, because then they'll have everyone else spectating them and they'll start flexing. Then these players don't share loot nor revive teammates, and they'll leave the game when they die so they don't have to watch everyone else. Number 9, the liar. These players are usually very normal until some situations, but they're just regular players before anything happens. But when you do get into a fight, the liars are the ones who will always make the wrong callouts and lead squad members to die. For example, if everyone in the squad is in a huge build battle, the liar will be the first to call out someone's one-shot or super low after getting knocked. But when you fight the player he said was low, you'll get eliminated because he wasn't low and had over 150 HP. Number 8, the squad leader. This is the player on the team that likes working everything out and keeping things in order. Then they're the one that makes sure everyone agrees on landing at the same place so nothing gets out of hand. And leaders might also try to get players on the team to wear the same skin so that it confuses other players when fighting. And some squad leaders even take it so seriously to the point where they might convince you to change your name to something similar and join their Fortnite team. Number 7, the mic eater. These players don't care if they have the best or worst mic in the world, they're always going to be loud. And some people may be thinking, isn't this the same thing as the toxic screamer? The thing about the mic eater is that they're not toxic. They just have the volume on their mic all the way to the max. And it sometimes can be hard to hear what they're saying because their volume is just way too freaking loud. And usually you can hear all the small details in the background with their mic being so loud. Too much detail. Number 6, the lagger. Oh, there's always one Fortnite player who has the bad internet. There's always that one squad member who's lagging. The lagger is the one on the squad who has no control over what they're doing because they're lagging way too hard. Then it happens to them the worst whenever the squad gets in a fight. And it can also be pretty hard to hear the laggers because you can't understand what they're saying since their ping is so high. The squad never relies too much on this player because everyone knows that they'll lag out in no time. Number 5, the Fortnite Ai. This is the player on the squad who's usually someone's real-life friend, who's not too good at Fortnite but plays just to fill in, since some people like playing with a full squad. And the Fortnite AI players can be a mix of solo squad players, clueless landers, and storm victims, because they never really know what's going on in the game. Then they'll usually ask a lot of questions while playing because they're trying to get better at the game, so they don't have to be AI anymore. Number 4, the bad leader. This is the player on the squad who gets mad if they can't lead the squad. And they'll try to be like the squad leader, but they have no control over anyone on the team. And whenever the squad leader does decide to listen to this player, it's not going to end well. Because this is the player that'll try to tell everyone to land at a super hot drop when it's way too late, or push a huge build fight, and once you do it, you get third-partied. Number 3, the streamer wannabe. This is the squad member who always talks about starting their streaming or YouTube career, but they're very inconsistent, or they probably haven't even started yet. And these players' epic, or gamer tags, will always promote something like a TTV or YouTube channel. Then they clip whenever they do something good for a montage, but never even put it together. Number 2, the blame expert. This is the player on the team who never wants to take the blame. These players will push a whole team by themselves, and once they die, they'll find something to blame it on. Or someone. And these are the players who can never admit that they're wrong. No matter what. Number 1, the loot stealer. We could not have left this one off the squad's list. The loot stealers are the ones on the team who have the best loot out of everyone else, and they make sure they run through everything before reviving anyone. Like, everyone on the team could be 1 HP and knocked out, and the loot thief won't care until they have everything they need. Then don't even bother asking these guys to drop loot after they reboot you, because they will not. Feel free to comment which of these you are, and click on one of the 2 videos on your screen. Later.